Welcome to The Joyful Alchemist, the podcast where transformation meets inspiration. My name is Lynn Falconer, your guide on this journey of turning life's ordinary moments into extraordinary magic. Here we dive into personal growth, spiritual insights, and practical tools to help you unlock joy, purpose, and abundance. Whether you're seeking clarity, courage, or connection, this is your space to explore, evolve, and embrace the alchemy of joyful living. Let's ignite transformation, one powerful conversation at a time. January 19. In this episode, we are starting with the book of Job. Now, to give you a little bit of historical context, the story of Job is traditionally believed to have taken place around the era of the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, somewhere between 2200 and 1800 BC, or potentially later, during the exile in the 6th century BC. Now, comparative references include Genesis chapter 10, verse 23, Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 20, and Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. So in this episode, we start with Job, and at a future date, we will go back to the other books of Moses, the first 5 books of the Bible. So chapter 1 is the test of Job's faith, the wealth of Job. In the land of Uz, there lived a man named Job, known for his integrity and unwavering devotion to God. He avoided all forms of evil. Job was blessed with a large family, 7 sons and 3 daughters. His wealth was immense, including 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys. His household was vast, making him the most respected man in the East. Job's children enjoyed feasts in one another's homes, celebrating in turn. After their gatherings, Job would rise early to offer sacrifices for each child, thinking perhaps they have sinned or cursed God in their hearts. Job's devotion to this routine was unyielding. The Heavenly Council. One day, the heavenly beings presented themselves before the Lord, and Satan was among them. The Lord asked, "Where have you come from?" Satan replied, "From roaming the earth, moving back and forth." The Lord said, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him, blameless, upright, God-fearing, and averse to evil." Satan retorted, "Does Job revere God without reason? Haven't you placed a protective hedge around him, his family, and everything he owns? Strike what he has, and he'll surely curse you to your face." The Lord granted permission, saying, "Everything he owns is in your power, but do not harm him physically." Satan departed to carry out his test. Tragedy strikes Job. One fateful day, as Job's children feasted in their eldest brother's house, messengers arrived with terrible news. The first reported that raiders had stolen Job's oxen and donkeys, killing the servants. While he spoke, another came to report that fire from heaven had consumed Job's sheep and more servants. A third messenger arrived, telling of Chaldean raiders stealing camels. Finally, a 4th messenger arrived with the worst news. A powerful wind had struck the house where Job's children feasted, killing them all. Overwhelmed with grief, Job tore his robes, shaved his head, and fell to the ground in worship. "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will return," he declared. "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Despite his anguish, Job did not sin or blame God. Chapter 2. The Second Test. Job's health is tested. Once again the heavenly council convened, and Satan joined them. The Lord repeated, "Have you considered my servant Job? Despite your efforts to harm him, he remains blameless and upright." Satan replied, "Skin for skin. A man will sacrifice everything for his life. Harm his body, and he will curse you to your face." The Lord allowed it, saying, "He is in your hands, but spare his life." Satan struck Job with painful boils from head to toe. Job sat among ashes, scraping the sores with broken pottery. His wife, seeing his misery, urged, "Are you still holding on to your faith? Curse God and die." Job rebuked her gently. "You speak like a foolish woman. Should we accept only good from God and not adversity? In all this, Job did not sin." Job's friends arrive. Hearing of Job's suffering, 3 of his friends, Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, came to comfort him. They were so moved by his condition that they wept aloud, tore their robes, and sprinkled dust on their heads. For 7 days and nights they sat with Job in silence, seeing the depth of his sorrow. Chapter 3. Job laments his birth. Finally Job broke the silence, cursing the day of his birth. "May the day I was born perish," he cried, "and the night that announced a child was conceived. Let that day be darkness, may it never see light or joy." Job continued, wishing for the erasure of that day from the calendar, longing for the darkness to overwhelm it. "Why didn't I perish at birth?" Job lamented. "Why was I cradled and fed, only to face this misery? If I had died, I would now rest with kings and rulers of the earth, or lie hidden like a stillborn child." Job envisioned a place where the wicked cease troubling and the weary find peace, a rest denied to him in life. "Why is light given to the miserable and life to the bitter of soul?" he asked. "Those who long for death find none, though they dig for it like treasure. I have no peace, no rest, only trouble." Chapter 4. Eliphaz responds. Eliphaz the Temanite spoke. "If we speak, will it grieve you? But who can remain silent? You've guided many, strengthened the weak, and upheld those who stumbled. Yet now the trouble comes to you, you falter. Consider, has the innocent ever perished? Those who sow trouble reap it. By God's breath they perish, as lions' teeth are broken when prey is scarce." Eliphaz recounted a vision. "In the night a whisper stirred me. Fear gripped me as a spirit passed before me. I heard a voice. Can a mortal be more righteous than God? If God finds fault in his servants, how much more in those who dwell in houses of clay? They perish without wisdom." Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Joyful Alchemist, where transformation and joy collide. If today's episode inspired you, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a moment of magic. Keep shining, keep growing, and remember, you have the power to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Until next time, stay joyful and keep alchemizing your dreams into reality.